Hey, so a few months ago, I nearly landed Iman Gadzhi as my copywriting client. In this video, I want to basically walk you through how this happened and some things you can possibly do to land this type of big clients for yourself. But first, let me show you the email that I got from them. So just for some proof, you can see this. I don't know if you can read it, but you can just pause it and whatever. So it's from Iman Gadzhi's CMO, Chief Marketing Officer. And he's telling me that I passed a few stages, not even 5% of the applicants pass. So yeah, that's good. So how I found him, how I nearly landed him. So it's very simple actually. I didn't have to outreach to him. I didn't do anything. In fact, I didn't even know the position was open. I didn't even know any of this. One of my friends told me. So I followed him on Instagram, and he made a story on his Instagram saying that he needs an email marketer. That's it. He had the story saying he needs an email marketer, and below that he had an application form. So I clicked on the application form. I put in my contact info, some information about myself, some things I've done for previous clients, because I've helped clients make millions in the past. And yeah, when I saw that, I instantly applied, man. And a few days later, he sent me an email, the email I showed you, and he was like, your application caught our attention and we would like to do this and this. And then we started with a discovery project. So we wrote some emails for him, it went well, and on the next stage we didn't pass. So we failed practically at the last chance, at the last step. We were this close to landing him as a client. Now, the reason I'm making these videos because they're not only just to show you how I landed Iman Gadzhi as a client and how you can do the same, but more importantly because I wanted to share a lesson that I learned from this. So a lot of copywriters, actually most of them, would apply to this. Okay, most of them wouldn't even pass the first stage, whatever, of course. None of them have the results I have. So there are two paths. There are two ways you could see this. I mean, not landing him as a client. One person would get discouraged and thinking about quitting, thinking that, okay, this copywriting thing isn't for me, nobody wants to work with me, and all of this bullshit, I'm not good enough. They would have all these negative thoughts. Whereas the path I chose is the exact opposite. I got really, really motivated. And it's because it just showed me that it's actually possible to land those 8, 9, 10-figure clients. It's not impossible. It's not out of your reach. And of course, there are a lot of people who wanted to work with Iman. And I'm not saying I'm the best. Of course I'm not the best. I've only been in the game for 1.5 to almost 2 years now. Not 2 years. It's going to be 2 years in November or October. I don't know. It's going to be 2 years then. And we're competing with people who've been in the game for 5, 10 years. And I almost landed him. And I'm only in this game for 1.5 years. Like, what the fuck is going on? What the fuck? And I almost landed one of the biggest clients ever. To me, that's insane. I get really motivated for this. And that's another thing. A lot of people are afraid of competition, when in reality, they're afraid of competition from beginner copywriters. They say, oh, so many people are getting into copywriting. It's getting really competitive. And the thing is, you shouldn't be afraid of beginner copywriters. Why would you be afraid? Why would you even be afraid? You shouldn't be afraid of the beginners, especially. Now, you shouldn't be afraid of anyone, but especially the beginners. The beginners don't have a clue about copywriting. They have no idea. It's like being a fighter, and you're like, oh, there are so many beginner fighters coming in. Are they gonna take my belt? Bro, imagine being a UFC champion and being afraid of the beginner copywriters. Not the beginner copywriters, the beginner fighters. The fighters who've been fighting for 1-2 years. You're not gonna be afraid of them, of course. You're not gonna be afraid of them. So why be afraid of them if you're a copywriter? Why be afraid of beginner copywriters if you're a copywriter? That doesn't make any sense to me. Doesn't make any sense whatsoever. So yeah, this is what I wanted to share with you. This is how I almost landed Iman Gadzhi as a client. There's some of my lessons from not landing him as a client, and some other things I wanted to share with you. So yeah, hope you got some value out of this, and I hope you subscribe, like, share, and until next time, I'm gonna see you then. Peace.